Hi, I'm Santosh, OpenShift architect with Red Hat, and with me today is Jared. Say hi, Jared.
Hi, I'm Jared Novotny, a solutions architect in the Southeast as well, OpenShift specialist. And today we're going to be talking about some of the differences between OpenShift 3 and OpenShift 4. Santosh, you have a lot of experience with OpenShift 3, right?
Yeah, I have a fair amount of experience with OpenShift 3, but in here today to learn some of the cool features that OpenShift 4 offers.
Okay, great. Well, some of the things that have been made easier in OpenShift 4 are the monitoring of custom metrics and user-created projects, scaling the cluster using machine sets, and adding identity providers.
Yeah, so let's start with monitoring. In OpenShift 3, monitoring of user-defined projects gathering custom metrics was a bit tricky. Is it any easier in OpenShift 4?
Yeah, it actually comes out of the box, so it's pretty straightforward. You just need to make a few small configuration changes, and once configured, you'll be able to view your custom metrics from inside the UI. Here, let me show you. First, we need to update the config map in the OpenShift monitoring project to enable monitoring for your own services in the cluster. Cluster is now configured for custom metrics. The main thing here was setting enable user workload to true. I already have a simple application running that just responds with a message when you hit the endpoint. I'll grab the route to the application and store it in an environment variable. Now let's go ahead and curl the endpoint. And there's our response. Now let's go ahead and set up metrics collections for the application. I need to create a service monitor for the application and specify the endpoint for the metrics. That's it. The main thing here is defining the endpoint where the metrics are exposed. Now let's go take a look at our custom metrics in the OpenShift UI. Go to Observe and Metrics. Make sure our refresh is set to 15 seconds so that way we can see it in real time. And now we're going to enter the name of the field that we want to monitor, which in this case is Application Greetings Totals. All right, so here you can see the one time that we hit the endpoint. Let's go ahead and hit the endpoint a few more times. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to our chart. There we can see the latest hits on the endpoint. And that's all there is to getting set up with custom metrics in OpenShift 4.
Yeah, that was easy. Given that monitoring of user-defined applications comes out of the box integrated with the platform, it makes life much simpler. Another task that was a bit involving in OpenShift 3 was scaling of the cluster. We had to customize the Ansible playbooks and execute the playbooks. Is it any simpler in OpenShift 4?
Yeah, it's actually a lot simpler thanks to machine sets. With just a few clicks of the button, you can scale your cluster. Here, let me show you. We just need to go to the side menu, click on Compute, and then Machine Sets. From here, we choose which set of machines we want to modify and choose Edit Machine Count. So go ahead and scale this up to 3 machines. And after a few minutes, the new machines will be available in the cluster. This cluster is running on AWS, so if we go ahead and look at AWS UI, we'll be able to see that machine as it comes up. And here we can see the new machines coming up.
Wow, that was easy. With a few clicks of button, you are able to add additional worker nodes and scale the cluster. That's impressive. How about adding identity provider on OpenShift 4? Is it any easy?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward in OpenShift 4. You just create a secret, modify your OAuth configs, and then OpenShift handles the rest. Here, let me show you an example. Here's a list of identity providers that OpenShift supports. For this demo, I'm going to use GitHub as an identity provider. I've already registered the application as an OAuth application in GitHub and created the secret in OpenShift. Now I need to modify the OAuth resource. So let's go over to the UI. Go to Administration, Cluster Settings, Configuration. Scroll down to OAuth. And let's go ahead and modify the YAML. I'm going to go and add GitHub as an identity provider now. After a few minutes, we'll be able to use GitHub for authentication. All right, well, now we have a new option to log in with. So let's go ahead and click on GitHub IDP and use GitHub to log in. Use my GitHub username and password. And now I'm logged into OpenShift using my GitHub credentials.
Yeah, those are some really nice improvements in OpenShift 4.
Yeah, they really did a great job. And if you want to find out more about migrating from OpenShift 3 to OpenShift 4, reach out to your Red Hat account team. Thanks for watching.